Brother Dave here with a pocket knife story. Again, I've collected pocket knives for almost 40 years, and a lot of people ask me how many pocket knives do you have in your collection? Well, I only have between 50 and 60 pocket knives, which is not much as far as collectors' numbers go. But all my knives have a personal story behind them. The ones that I bought, a lot of people given me ones, and a lot of the ones I bought, like this one, I remember buying this one. This knife is probably 50 years old. It's a case XX. Hopefully you can see that on the tang there, the knife blade. It's a case XX Sodbuster Jr. And I bought this knife when I was probably 12, 14 years old. When I was growing up, I grew up on a farm in South Missouri. And when I was down there in the Ozark foothills, why, every country boy had to have a case XX Sodbuster. Or a Sodbuster Jr. Like I say, this is the smaller version. The Sodbuster was a little too big and bulky for me personally, but I remember I worked hard not only in our own hay fields, but then for one summer I helped neighbors and made money baling hay back when there was a lot of hay baled by square bales. And I saved up the money to buy this knife. They still make this knife, but boy, you don't see many of the old vintage models anymore. I don't like that too much because I'm 49 and this knife is probably between 40 and 50 years old. I don't remember if it was brand new when I bought it. I believe it was. And I bought it when I was 12, so we're looking at a 30 to 40-year-old knife here. If you run across one of these in a shop or a flea market or anything, these older ones, and you can just tell by the heavy handles and the brass studs, and you know, the age. You can look at the craftsmanship of the new ones and the age and see how they're aged or used. Now this one, all my knives are pretty much been used. I've only got a couple that haven't been sharpened. You know, that's a big collector's point when you're collecting knives is, well, it's never been sharpened. Well, you know, to me, knives are made to be used. This knife's been used a lot. It's been sharpened. I got a pretty good edge on it now. Sometimes I'll do a video on how to sharpen a knife. A knife is not as hard to sharpen as a lot of people think. Yeah, you got to keep the angle right, but the thing that you got to do is when you're sharpening a knife is to clean your stones a lot, because when you're sharpening a knife, when you're going on your circular motion at the angle, you'll notice a lot of time the build up on the blade. You'll see this dark color that'll come up in your oil, you know, this real fine substance. Well, that's not, a lot of people think that's part of your stone, and some of it is part of your stone, but most of that is metal that you're taking off. And that metal just gets in the way of your sharpening and doesn't keep your blade from getting sharp. So just take some of your oil that you're using in a rag and wipe your stones down really frequently. The way I do it is I do about 100 circles. I count as I'm sharpening, and I do about 100 circles, and then I clean my stone. And then go back to 100 circles and just keep doing that till the knife is sharp. I've got a couple of the old Arkansas wet rocks that I use to sharpen knives. They're really, really a fine grit, and they really put a good finished edge on it. So if you ever run into a case Sodbuster or a Sodbuster Jr. like this one, and you collect and like pocket knives, why, try to pick it up. The ones that I've seen are fairly expensive as far as your vintage model knives like this one. You know, the ones I've seen run 40, 50 bucks. But it is a good addition to your collection. So until next time, this is Brother Dave saying take care and God bless you. Thank you for watching this YouTube video.